What's up, guys? How's it going? Bringing you guys my jet tutorial that I was telling you guys about that I would do, and hopefully help you guys out and be more successful in the jets. Now, go over the unlocks real quick of what you get, and the first unlock you will be getting is the flares. This is the only perk you're going to want to use in this tier. Flares are the most useful perk to use, and they're just flat out the best, and I'll give you some reasons why. You get the fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher sounds really cool, but it's only good if only one person's trying to lock onto you. If you have multiple people trying to lock on you and shooting at you, both of them are going to hit, and they're going to drop you really low percentage of health. The fire extinguisher, you could kick it in, but if you get hit with another rocket after that, you're pretty much done for, because it takes a very long time for the fire extinguisher to recharge, unlike the flares, which recharge much faster. ECM jammer sounds really cool. It's supposed to prevent enemies from locking onto you for a short period of time while it's activated. I found this absolutely worthless, and couldn't actually even tell if it even worked or not. It actually felt like I didn't even have a perk on at that point. So pretty much all you're going to want to use is flares, and that's the first unlock you get, I believe, at 800 points. Then after that, you're going to get heat seekers, I'm pretty sure. Now, heat seekers are really good and pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty much what everybody's trying to get until they get well, that's pretty much just what everybody needs to take out other jets. It's the easiest way to take out other jets and whatnot. You're gonna get stealth. Stealth is what you're gonna want to use, especially in the beginning. Basically, this setup right here is what you're gonna only want to use in the beginning when you're first starting out in the jets. And yeah, but stealth is also very good, and that's gonna be your main first perk, or your only first perk that you're gonna use until you unlock some other things. So go to belt speed. Belt speed's worthless. If you burst fire the jet's machine gun, it won't overheat, and at least I don't think it does. I do it all the time. I never have to reload it. So yeah, that's worthless. Proximity scan is also worthless, because when you get air radar, it puts everything, all the helicopters, tanks, and everything on the map, and it's actually very good for when you're got a jet tailing you. It's really easy to know where he's at and evade him. Also, when you're tailing a jet and if you lose line of sight of him, it's really easy to figure out where he is by looking at the mini-map. Air radar works best with rocket pods, though, because it also highlights enemy tanks on the ground, which it works pretty good. This is the main setup I use for rush, because there's only one jet on either side, and the machine gun on those jets is much more powerful. Also, all those jets in rush, I think it's called Frog something, and the other one's the A-10 Thunderbolt. But they do not have afterburners. At least I don't think they do. It doesn't seem like it. And also, it doesn't shoot the fire out the back, so I'm pretty sure they don't have afterburners. But this is also a very good setup if you want to use the fighter jets and the other team is not using jets themselves, which I have been in games that does happen, so I tend to use this so I can at least take out tanks, and using the air radar helps you position yourself to take out the tanks. After that, you'll get maintenance for this tier, and maintenance I also find is very worthless, and don't even use it. Then you get beam scanning. Beam scanning is for either the heat seekers or the guided missile. Now, with the heat seekers, it's awesome. You pretty much just lock on instantly almost, and it's a lot easier to lock on things. I could see that's why one of the last unlocks you get. It's actually second to the last. The last unlock you get is this ECM jammer, which is worthless. So, beam scanner with heat seeker or beam scanner with guided missile works out. Guided missile I also found out worthless, because not only when you go into the guided missile, the controls are inverted and it really fucks you off. It doesn't seem to work for me. I've only been able to get one disable vehicle on a tank, and I just don't use it. It just doesn't seem to work. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but in my opinion, rocket pods is much easier to deal with ground tanks with, because all you got to do is get a good approach, slow down, and hit all your rockets at them, and then a quick burst with the machine gun will take them out. But a lot of times you will take them out with the rocket pods. So I'm going to show you guys some examples with these, what these do. Oh, and by the way, these are my flight controls. People wanted to know. I run Legacy for both jets and helicopters. That's what I feel most comfortable with, and you should be using whatever you feel most comfortable with. But I find this to be the only controls that I could use and be very effective with. So yeah, that's my control layout. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is spawn in a jet at the squad menu, just like how I did there, and I'll show that again in the next clip. But that's the easiest way to get in the jet. You might also want to start off and rush if you do not have any unlocks yet, because the minigun on these jets is much more powerful than the fighter jets. And this jet right here and the A-10 Thunderbolt do not have afterburners, so if you're wondering why that's not working, that's why. These jets are a little bit slower, but just as effective, just because the machine gun is pretty good. And come up around here and see this jet, and I get him with a quick burst and get a vehicle disabled on him, just like that. He fortunately crashes and gets me the point, so that might be your best bet when you're first jumping into the game to get your flares and heat-seeking missiles. So right here, same thing, spawn in through the squad menu. This one I got the beam scanner with the heat seekers and flares, and I will start off taking off with the jet. And when you take off with the jet, you can take off with the afterburner, and it helps you take off a little bit faster. And it helps out for getting off the runway just a little bit quicker. And the first thing you're going to want to do is fly extremely low in the beginning of the match and fly around the outside perimeter of the map and try to come up behind the jets on the other team. And I get a little distracted with the chopper, but take him out real quick and get it disabled. Come back around towards the runway and see this jet over here. And I'm getting locked on by something. I don't know what it is, but shoot both my heat seekers and shoot a quick burst with the machine gun, and that's what you're going to want to do. That's the most effective way to take out jets, although sometimes you can't get the heat seekers unlocked, so you're going to have to get good with the minigun. It does take practice and whatnot. And same thing here with the helicopter. Lock on with my heat seekers, shoot both of them, and then hit them up with a quick burst and able to take them out right there. Nice and easily. So, moving along now. This is the rush game, and this one I'll have air radar on with the rocket pods, and as you can see, that machine gun on this jet takes him out quite quickly. And air radar with the rocket pods is best setup because you can see I can see the tank on my mini map on the left side, and it also helps to spot the tank, so I always spam the spot button when I'm flying the jets. It also helps out ground targets. I get spot assist all the time. So what you're going to want to do is fly far away and get a good approach and take no worries at before you start flying and get your approach. Hit them up with the rocket pod, shoot a quick burst. Right there I got vehicle disabled. I didn't get quite on target with my rocket pods, so I reload them because I still have 5 left, because you can reload them just by standard reload, and fly far away and come back at another approach, same thing, and shoot all my rocket pods and hit them up with a quick burst with the machine gun, and it works out pretty good. So now, my defensive tactic that I use. Say you're coming in like this, what you're gonna want to do, you could turn very sharp by like how you see there. What you want to do is hit the brake, which is the left trigger, and then hit the gas. You want to keep doing that. If you find yourself getting tailed and whatnot, you want to do what I just did there. Half circle loop thing, and then keep spinning in the same direction. For some reason it just totally throws them off, and it allows me to get behind them just like that. And that's pretty much it for the jets, guys. I will be covering this in more depth as more I learn, because I'm still a noob at this game because it just came out the other day, so everyone's still a noob at it, and I may encounter better tactics. But as far as defensive ones, that half loop and then turn in the same direction seems to be working out the best for me for both coming on head on from people like that and people tailing me with heat seekers. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps you guys out, and peace. Have a good one.